Record.
Peace and blessings, beloved family and beautiful people. Welcome to another amazing episode of Who Naked Up in Here. I'm your host, Mrwitzthepoet, alongside my amazing co-host, the beautiful and talented, gifted. Y'all please unmute yourselves and greet each other the way we do in this platform.
Hello,
We
everyone.
made it. Made it to Wednesday.
Yes, we made it.
Oh no,
You made it.
Gifted, your voice is
You better do it. Hey, that sounds nice, mommy. That sounds real nice. So somebody said my mic is closed. Who's that? Love poems? Oh, okay, Mr. Brains.
Yeah, that might be me because I might slip and say something. And we got children in the audience right now, so I don't want her to repeat anything that I've said.
Oh goodness, right.
I
Gifted
blame it
already.
on her father. If she says anything, he did it.
Oh man,
absolutely.
that's what's up. Well, welcome to everybody. Welcome back, Kelly. We haven't had you in our presence in quite a while. It's good to have you back with us. Thank you for joining us, Escape Artist Black Silver 47, my brother. Welcome. All right, well, let's get into it. Y'all know how we do. I don't see any strangers in here, but I still got to make my announcements. So, welcome to Who's Naked Up in Here. This is an open mic, a safe space to share. If all those who have their hands raised on the screen are those that are willing to share. If you find yourself in that space that you have something you would like to share with us tonight, please click the emoji on the bottom of the screen and raise your hand, and you will be acknowledged as I come across the room. Um, Only thing that we ask in this space is that everyone please keep your mics muted while someone is sharing. You're welcome to use the chat as often as possible. Um, and outside of that, after each artist shares, then you can open your mics and show your love and support for the artist as well as the work that has been shared tonight. All right. With that being said, let's get into some poetry. Um, we look like we got a nice, intimate crowd tonight, so we shouldn't roll over too late. Um, I gotta be to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'll try to get in and get in and get out, if you know what I mean. Oh, and by the way, thank you all for joining me moments ago on the feature that we did on Shocky G's platform. Um, that was beautiful, and I appreciate having y'all there to share that time with me. Um, Shout out to my queen. She disappeared. She's down on the bottom screen. Shout out to Gifted. Me and her just released our new book, Phased by an Impressionable Moon. It's now live and available on Amazon platform. We're looking to get it on other platforms, but that's where you can locate it at this time. If you think you want to get a copy of it, please do not hit us in the DM. We do not have any physical copies. If you're looking for a copy, go to Amazon, look up Gifted Johnson Wilkerson or Mr. Witz, and you should be able to find Phased by an Impressionable Moon, our collaborative piece, and we're just excited about it.
It's
Soon we're gonna
also
put.
available on Kindle.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, no, no! Don't be sorry. Put it out there because I don't know everything.
Some people like to travel with their books, and so if they're that person, it is also available on Kindle. And we actually, starting Monday, we'll have a sale on our Kindle audiobooks. So it'll be 30% off.
Oh my God.
Yes,
Yes.
just 30. Yes,
Yes.
30%.
The voices, the voices. Let's go.
Yeah. So we're excited. My baby's a little under the weather, but she is here with us. Praise be to the Most High. When she gets 100%, we're gonna put something together so we can give you all a better sample of what to be expected within that book. Audiobooks are great. Um, you'll be able to get that. Kindle book will be dope to have, but nothing's gonna be like having a physical copy because the physical copies actually have pictures in it um, of moments that we've shared. I'll just say that. All right. So as always, I will open up the room. Y'all, please open your mics and show some love for Mr. Witz, the poet.
Let's go, brother.
Let's
Do
go,
your,
Mr. Witz.
Oh,
do your thing.
I forgot I'm recording on my screen. I was trying to click over to my Google Docs, but that's gonna mess everything up. Mhm. So some of you may know we have a flyer coming real soon. Um, okay. We have a flyer coming real soon. Myself and Mr. Artie Fox are putting together a show. Um, Trying to do it at sometime towards the end of this month. So be on the lookout for that. Um, I think I'm gonna do a piece from there. Give you a little preview of what's to come. This piece is entitled "The Hero Inside My Villainy." It's not every day you can be a superhero, although those around you may often need one. It's wild how when they look up to you, they still miss all the deeds you've done, the sacrifices made for their well-being, all the times you put your life at stake, placing yourself in danger just to lower the plausible rate of their mistakes. It's as if the world has a misunderstanding of what it means, this responsibility, what it takes to put on a mask to disguise your pleas with social instability. See, all they see is your posture, upright position for another combat, ready to take out the bad guy, never taking in consideration how you can be that. I started out snatching criminals in the back of the alley, dressed in night to be a flex, beating their face and taking their bread, the lassos of truth that lied on their necks. I was told the only thing out late was evil waiting in the darkness. It's heroic how tough the dark is when you're going in someone else's pockets. Cause fear never had a confident poker face, outdone by a thief's surprise. When all you hear is an eerie voice and all you see is evil eyes. But light shined on living in the shadows can remove all that you may hide. It's crazy to think that lacking a pistol never kept me from giving it a try. Being that guy is a game of chance. So I took on the Sandman, wanting to pound me to death with more dust than I could possibly move. Though flooding the neighborhood with boy or white girl never was really aspirational. When it comes to putting food on the table, there wasn't much of a decision to be made. So I stopped stealthing the wall to strike in the night and started counting my mission by the plays. I learned the hard way how working for somebody is still the same risk as you working for yourself. The threats, the time you get if you're caught slipping. So I began moving packages for myself. I faced off against Dr. Octopus with all his arms, wanting to hold the power of the sun. With all his metal, He never found a shoulder big enough to keep me underneath one. I guess his vision of sunning the world was bigger than any hole he could put in a body. Only four eyes on empty glasses ever displayed his over-towering. I fought off many demons. The narcissism of a sinister man I just called the Green Goblin. The envy that eviled whispering his ear for years must have been giving him his problems. He wanted to blow me up, to expose the world to all he thought he knew about me. Somewhere inside of our encounters, he swore to find the secret in my identity. But the messages in my poetry rerouted our egotisms back into our unity. Was it brave of me to mug a man? Or was it of me to drug a whole community? Some of you may see me as a villain, but to those whose lives I've impacted, I'm nothing short a hero. Some view me as living 100, while others view me as a zero. And neither of the two held me to the depth of better or worsening the world for someone else. Every stage of being a spider sense tingling, I was just trying to save myself from all the things my environment eats, psychologically killing me. Come to think of it, I wasn't much of a good doer, seeking a hero inside my villainy. All right, so that's the first piece.
That's awesome. What's
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, fool. And let's do this one. It's entitled It Felt Like a Question. When it comes to being a Black man in America, the hoodie is openly a garment of ill omen. Its cup-like lip, when helmeting our head, instantly turns us into a bad guy. Must be because when we wear them, we are automatically seen as a physical threat. And many who have found comfort underneath them have also met their fatal end. Is it the way the hood casts shadows on brown skin that weaponizes us to be a villain? The way it shades on our grin turns it into a crooked smile? Is it cloaking to dagger like knives in one's eyes, fitting us for pine boxes like a white sheet over corpse, demanding our soul? 'Cause somehow Black boys keep ending up dead here, victims of fashion statements in America, gunned down maliciously, prime suspected whenever we have these items on. Unarmed, and yet armed men have found our outfits to be offensive, threatening patterns. The fabrics of our lives feels somewhat like dying. When we put them on, we are gun range targets, caught in the aiming, mainly of those who are licensed to carry. Bottleneck ready for a shot to shatter the image of us in the distance. Does the hood appear to have dragged us out of our homes into the street? Are we somehow reminding of burning crosses? A mob of men set out to hang a human? Is there an appearance of disguised evil in light of our wearing a hoodie? Are copper-skinned people sunk in the cuff of a hood harmful to society? I see it all the time, opposing images of what evil is portrayed to look like. The aura of aggression baselined in the vibrations of our melanin tone. And it felt like a question. How does one react in the presence of confrontational clothing? And how does America view a Black man compared to a white man underneath a hood? Does the darker the skin determine what's threatening, or is he a fleeing criminal too? Is he a foreshadowing to pedestrians passing, a reminder of flaming crosses burnt at the stake? Is his fair skin a representation of what a hate gathering looks like? A radical call to arms? Or are Klan meetings held by Negro men now? Are lynchings something a melanated man started? Are Blacks under hoods viewed the same as Caucasians? I don't know, but it felt like a question.
Wow, was that last line.
Thank you, fool. I appreciate
Amazing
you,
read,
Marina.
Mr. Witz. Amazing.
Yes,
Thank you.
beautiful, Mr. Witz.
Thank you. I think I had more energy when I did it during the feature. It was crazy because I had just got in. Coach, we was talking, and I had just sat down to eat, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm supposed to be on." So we had to run on over to the Zoom, and it was just crazy. Now my food is cold, so I'm lacking luster when it comes to my energy right now. So I'm gonna lean on y'all a little bit to help keep the room thriving, and I hope y'all don't mind.
Not at all.
Beautiful, beautiful. And thank you for your responses. I'll go back and check the chat and see what was given out. Um, okay, thank you, Gifted. I got your text. Um, okay, with that being said, let's go on to the next artist. Y'all please open up your hearts and your mics and show some love to Brooklyn in the house, Miss Erica Floyd.
Hello, everyone.
Let's
Brooklyn.
go, Erica.
Come on, Brooklyn.
Always nervous. Um, this was something this was a thought, so I'm not even sure it's considered um worthy. I'm just not a braggadocious person or anything. But anyway, I'm still playing around with it. I was even editing it as I was listening to it. So I'll just share this one piece if time permits. Maybe if I'll have the opportunity to share a different piece later. So this was just a thought a couple of days ago. Um, so I didn't title it. Reading is fundamental. Those of us that grew up in the 70s heard this phrase through commercials. So most of us are familiar with the term reading is fundamental. Sometime later, a new generation became familiar with the actor LeVar Burton, whose breakout role was of a captured man forced to give up his name, his culture, and replaced with one that captors imposed on. This same actor ironically hosted a show called The Reading Rainbow. If I if I may digress a bit, as a melanated race, we are too familiar with the fact that when our people were kidnapped, and brought to this land, it was illegal for them to read. Because with reading, it would open up doors for more knowledge, awareness, and creativity. It would prove beyond a reasonable doubt that we are bona fide Homo sapiens, that our oppressors wanted to maintain that we were less than, even though they took free reign on our gifts as if we were human, which was such a contradiction because if they believe that we are less than, what does that make them if in their attempt in breeding us, they use their own seed? They actually knew us biblically. So even they couldn't maintain the lie in their minds in order to justify the raping of melanated females and males alike, because that would make them animals and savages, the very thing they accused us of being. So with reading comes comprehension. With reading comes the versatility as to how you deliver what is seen. And with repetitive reading, perhaps memory will follow. With reading, in essence, ensures that the message that was written, that was thought of, will be clearly delivered. With reading comes a reference to what was relayed to another person in hopes that what was recorded is delivered as fact. So much importance is placed on reading. Books are being banned. African American studies are being banned. So when another creative spews out of their mouth that reading something I chose to share my thoughts as if this makes me less than, I dare say it becomes a problem. What they see as a crutch, I see as a helpmate to reinforce that my message is delivered without interruption, without pause. Also, it is also a reminder of the negative imposition that was placed on those before me that were forbidden to read. So reading is not only fundamental, but it funds the mental. So let's not focus on it as if it's a crutch, but let's spin it to where it's an aid to help you study, to show yourself approved. Or just perhaps, as a loved one would share a bedtime story, or maybe even perhaps story time in preschool. In time, your art will flow from the heart, because out of the heart, the mouth speaks what was hidden there eventually. And that is it.
That was perfect. That was right on time. And like you said, very important message there, Erica. Thank you for sharing that piece.
That was
Thank you.
like some high priestess wisdom. That was beautiful.
I appreciate that. It just pisses me off. I had heard someone on a platform uh, say something about when they go see or go to a poetry event that it basically just puts a bad taste in their mouth. And I'm paraphrasing. When they see a poet go up and they're reading from their phone, that they basically just tune it out. And I was highly insulted by that because I know we have famous poets out here that read and are quite well received. And I'm like, how dare they? So that's what inspired what I just shared.
I would have threw them out of my venue. You know that they would have got their ass right out of there, whether they was the feature or whatever. I'm sorry. Let me get. I'm sorry.
No, I expected you to say something, Coach, which is funny because you jumped right in on cue. So
Oh,
that was
let me
dope.
tell you, and this is what I want to say to you. I know we're recording, so I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna say this to everybody that's in here. Okay, poetry didn't start off with people memorizing anything. All of your greats that you ever thought about has read poetry off of a piece of paper. I get paid to read poetry off a piece of paper, off my phone, off my tablet. And sometimes I'm writing the poem on my way to the venue. And the people that I'm performing for or doing my lecture for know that. And so don't you ever let somebody tell you that you're unworthy because of that. You tell them to kiss where the sun don't shine and you do your thing. Keep on pushing.
But sir, you're one of the great colors.
What? What?
I don't know what that one meant. AJ is crazy.
I
Well,
appreciate
to
laughter.
speak on that, Erica, go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
No, actually, you know what was interesting? Before I read that, I thought about saying they can kiss, they can be intimate with my moon because Mina was among us, and I was trying to figure out how can I say that and censor myself because there's a child present, and he actually said what I thought about saying.
Blame it on Ja. He
Yeah,
did it.
yeah, Giles said it.
Look, I'm just let that fly right there. Erica, did you have another
It
piece
lowered
for us,
my
lady?
hand. What did he do that for? Okay. I don't know what happened.
Oh, are you doing another piece, Miss, or are you good with that?
I'm trying to see if I can find it like in 10 seconds. If I can find something else, then fine. If not, I'm not gonna hold you up because I know what it is to try to get up early in the morning. I guess I'll just read this, and you've heard this many times, but I'll just read this since it's ready.
And trust me, I gets up. I don't play when it come to my bag.
I know that's right. What? Constantly under construction. Each day I wake, I'm determined to do better. Inadequacy lurking, veiled attempts not to fret her, to do more than I did the day before, hoping against hope that my perseverance can be restored. Because at some point of each day, I fight. I struggle against the gloom, digging down deep within my thoughts to not allow myself to be consumed by the disappointment in my lack of accomplishments. And although I battle with this daily, I do receive compliments from sources I would not expect, which reminds me that God has this in check. He knows my heart. He will never leave me or forsake me. His intention from the start, He has kept me through adversity. During trials, I would hide internally. I would pretend that it's not happening to me. I would bury it. It was like I was having an out of body experience. In past, my mind was constantly editing, always conjuring scenarios and then backspacing, creating other options, pretending that the molestation wasn't happening. Blood from my hymen violently shattered was just my imagination. I guess I'm purposed since God kept me from dying of asphyxiation by one who once loved me with no end. Custodial rights lost due to an unjust judicial system. So, despite other evil intentions, I survived. I'm amazed that I'm still alive, even though the challenges are seemingly unbearable. I thrive. I wish I knew what I'm purposed to do. I still don't have a clue. Perhaps I'm to be an example of strength or maybe faith. I am in constant reconstruction of late, with hopeless anticipation that my life will manifest into something great. And although unknown, all I'm sure of is that someone is to benefit from my hardship, and that in itself is a trip home.
Y'all, please unmute yourselves to show some love to the poet.
Glenn.
Lovely as always.
Wow.
Thank you.
That was great. Thank you, Erica. Truly appreciate you for sharing with us tonight.
I love this room.
Oh, and we love you back. Know that, you know, you are amongst family. Definitely that. All right. Anybody else got some flowers y'all want to give to Miss Erica Floyd? If you don't want to be loud right now, that's cool. Put it in the chat. But
But
let's
just
make
like
sure.
gift,
There
but
we
just
go.
like gift, but just like gifted. I love Gifted's voice, and I love Erica's voice, Brooklyn in the House voice. I say it because I wrote a poem and I won one time for impromptu, and when I won, I called AJ and I asked AJ if she could read the poem that I won that week. He said yes, and she came on and she read the poem. So I said this earlier, but I feel like that poem belongs to both of us.
Wow.
Spirit told me to write it, and then Spirit told her to speak it and give it the
Wow.
rhythm. She got the rhythm that I heard, that I hear in the written. So I just want to give her props. I love her and Gifted's voice.
I love you.
I second that.
Thank you for sharing that, Mama Betty. I don't know if Coach remembers this, but originally when I wrote, is he in the room? Oh yeah, there he is. Originally when I wrote Fruits and Veggies, I wrote it with him in mind. I wanted him to perform the piece. Do you remember that, Ja?
Wow.
He probably walked away, but yeah, originally I had wrote it. Um, I did a lot of writing that was like community work. You know, I wanted to see and feel that energy through other people. And this was in my early writings. There he is. Brethren, do you remember that?
I don't remember. I wasn't here when you were saying I had to run in there with Mina right quick. I just heard you say
Okay.
he ran away and I came back.
Cool. I was saying when I originally wrote Fruits and Veggies, do you remember I wanted you to read it?
Yeah, I do remember that. And I was like, nah, bro, you wrote it. You read that shit. You got that's yours. Basically like that. But I do remember that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I was doing a lot of that, and I realized that in that process, it's not welcoming to everyone. Now, I received it from my brother because I knew where it came from was from a hearted place. But some people, they get, I don't want to say intimidated, but I'll say insulted when you write something and you want to hear them say it, because then they feel like you don't trust their pen or you don't, think that their rights are prominent enough. This is just some of the people that I've come across in my journey that I tried to exchange works with and was like, I wrote something, I would like to hear you give it. And my brother can vouch for that as well. Not everybody is willing to do so, but they tend to forget that a lot of your most favorable songs and works performed by artists are covers that someone else wrote. Um, just a tad bit of food for thought.
I'm
But
gonna
thank you.
keep it a buck because if I would have wrote Fruits and Veggies, you wouldn't have never got it back. And I know you didn't mind that, but I wasn't gonna let you publish it in no book or nothing. I was gonna say, no, you wrote it for me, it's mine. Give me my $3. That's just how it was gonna go down. I'm just saying.
Oh goodness. See what I gotta deal with. I've been dealing with this all my life. Y'all just getting the new version of this shit. I've been dealing with this for 48 years.
I feel so bad for you, but I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, baby.
Thank you. Somebody
Did you
gave me.
say 48?
Yeah, the first 48. Sure. You ain't know my age, baby. I know yours.
You better not.
Okay, I'm breaking this up already. You know, Monday.
Look, y'all show some love for Brooklyn in the house one more time, please. That's what's up. We're gonna jump around a little bit. So with that energy, y'all please unmute yourselves one more time. Open up your hearts and your mics and show some love to our brother, Mr. Love Poems, Complicated Passions, Dark Man Blues.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do appreciate that.
yeah.
So,
Samuel.
all right. So,
Love
the
you.
reason why I typed in Love Poems is because that's a new show that's on Clubhouse, and it's hosted by Coach and myself. And we invite you to come up to share your love poems or send them in to us so we'll read your love poems. And so we're looking to work on a bunch of projects that say that we are 100 beautiful love poems. So we need y'all to write some love poems. So, and then to Brooklyn in the house. Yeah, when I first started reciting, I didn't want to read my own poetry. And then when I did start reading my poetry, they said, "Who's your favorite artist?" And I said, "Nikki Giovanni." They said, "Why?" I said, "Because she reads her poetry." They left me alone after that. So that was my story, and I'm sticking to it. Check
Thank
it
you.
out.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right. So this first piece is called Illusions. And it's going to be in the Dark Man Blues book that's up and coming, and I believe it's called Slave Day. And the poem is titled, once again, Illusions. Independence or my freedom. Spoken in the same breath, an undefined definition painting itself with illusions, masquerading 1619 into today. A before and after 1865, to have your emancipation perceived in a different way. These thoughts, given 28 days only to be deceived by Juneteenth, hence to confusion. There's your freedom, printed lies that have no conclusion. Now, why would you celebrate Juneteenth and the 4th of July? That's that poem. My next piece is titled Orientation, and another Dark Man Blues book that's titled New World for Right Now. The windows to my soul, these doors I have been unable to open. How mankind sees itself with closed minds. Wisdom is by choice. Justice has not been good. The world today, an imaginary playground of whoever I think I am. At any given time, man plays with paintbrushes made up in a system named I am better than you. Action speaks volume. How we see ourselves in color, the way we treat each other. My name is not him. Judge these words, encoded in my DNA with caution. My surname is human. I can't be any other. Would you? I am Dark Man Blues. Thank you.
Yes, y'all open up y'all mics and show some love to the poet, please.
Wow. Yeah.
Way to go, way to go.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes.
Mr. Blues, I would like to say, no, let me call you Mr. Dark Man Blues, Mr. Samuel Rains. There you go, Mr. Rains. I really appreciated specifically that first piece, because that one has been really significant. That voice has been significant for me, in how blinded we have become by the celebration, by what we have been um, given as a holiday. And it frustrates me, the things that we celebrate, and the reasons we celebrate. So yeah, I appreciated you really sharing that piece. That really hit home for me, and it was a good feel, because I'm used to hearing so much love in your work. So to get a conscious piece from you was a great share. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Indeed. Y'all show some love once more to Dark Man Blues, Mr. Complicated Passions, Samuel Rains.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. Y'all keep your energy going, please. Again, I'm gonna be relying on y'all for the energy tonight. I did a little bit too much to myself, but I'm here to make sure that you all have this space to share. So please open up your hearts and your mics for us, and let's show some love to Kelly Mary McAllister.
Come on, Kelly, let's
Let's
go.
go. Let's go, Cal.
Hey.
Oh, I started and I didn't even unmute myself. Thank you. And hey, showing up is like 9/10 of the battle. If you can show up, you're basically almost all the way there. That's the hardest hurdle. Okay, I have two pieces. One of them is a little bit philosophical. So it's a little bit meandering. I hope I don't bore you all to tears. It's called On Binaries. How can it be true that a squalling newborn, eyes screwed up at their first glimpse of light, hair damp and still slightly icky, how can such a nascent creature be anything but fresh-faced and clear of mind? Something wholly new, undefined, a blank slate just waiting for a word or an empty canvas, awaiting a splash of color. But we are not born brand new. We are iterations of code millennia old, expressions of genes, proteins running behind the scenes to both create and run our mortal machines. Before we ever take our first breath, these codes are already running functions, endlessly complex. Many of these genes I have now are carried by my nieces, who will pass them on, perhaps, and I will exist still in those passed on pieces. In the same way, some female stranger of vague and distant ancestry lives on in every cell of my body as a mitochondrial stowaway. We are more connected than we know, not as autonomous as we've been believing. We are born already knowing things. We are born already grieving. Are we bound to repeat the mistakes of the generations that have passed? Has each generation worn a circle walking the same futile path? Or is the motion far more subtle than a single lifetime steps, where over generations we move just enough towards progress, so that perhaps, as a species, we aren't simply circling a drain, but rather spiraling slowly up a helix towards some better claim? I was once a daughter of duality, a disciple of dichotomy, drawn to the black and white, love and hate, up and down, want and sate. I would flip the sacred coins, heads, then tails, tails, then heads, always waiting for them to land. But while they're spinning in the air, that coin becomes Schrodinger's dime. Both heads and tails, but also somehow neither. Our lives aren't lived in those binaries of one or the other. We dwell entirely in the both and the either. Life is in the moment, in the movement, in the climb. It's in the tossing of the coin, in the spinning of the dime. We are not isolated beings, but the most recent in a line that will go on long after we do, stretching forward into time. Perhaps I have to believe this to find my own comfort in the unknown, because it means that my life matters, though not any more than yours, or the ones that came before, or the babies of future lore. We're all just a flipping of infinite coins. We are the mutations of genes past. We are evolution and revolution, each of us a moment that cannot last. The most human thing there is the question, is the ask, is the striving ever forward, the collective urge to unmask all the secrets of a universe with answers far too vast to ever fully be comprehended by our basic human grasp. So we must stop fighting over differences too insignificant to behold, when the things we have in common include the same damn basic goals: to have enough in our lifetime, in a world we can't control. The truths we seek are on a spectrum and not some binary defined poles. We occupy the space in between, placated by a myth of control. Instead of enemy combatants, we must remember we're made of the same souls.
God, that was awesome. I'm sorry. If you don't get an audio book so I can have it at bedtime or something, I don't know what I'm going to do with you.
I'll
You're
try my
one
best for you.
of the best storytellers, I swear. I had to say it. Okay, continue.
Thank you. I
No,
appreciate
Erica, you're right. I was gonna say that's my favorite storyteller right there. One of my favorite storytellers right there.
it. Oh, thank you. Okay, I have a second story for you that's a little bit less esoteric and a little bit funnier. It's called the rice cake offensives. You said have a rice cake. They're a great snack. I can't tell if you truly believed that or if you simply wanted it to be true. Wanted to be nourished and satisfied by a thing more air than substance. Perhaps you had taken the old axiom too literally, you are what you eat. You wanted to be airy and light, not solid and thick. But we are porridge people, Mom. Why were you always trying to make us into vegetable sticks? You told me it was a great snack as you placed a styrofoam puck in front of me, waved a hand, eat, eat, as if the object in front of me was food. Not packing material for fragile items, not a coaster for a cold drink, not bedding for a beloved pet hamster. Why was only the hamster allowed to be round and cute? You had purchased multiple flavors. You said, I had recently seen The Princess Bride. I don't think that word means what you think it means, Mom. You were unamused. You didn't often play with me. But now we played pretend together, nodding frantically as we chewed and chewed and chewed. I could hear you counting the calories expended as our jaws worked. The confusion of my ancestors cried out from the DNA in every cell of my body as I worked those tough bites of nothingness around my soft palate. Farmers, the lot of them, Scottish, Irish, Ukrainian, pale people who like potatoes. Maybe that's why I was shaped like one. I manifested a culinary destiny, built to endure famine, but living in a time of recreational starvation, cosmetic hunger. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Well, I think skinny feels like the dry pebbled surface of a rice cake. Barren. A desert of no dessert. In my hunger, I spent too much time ruminating what is the purpose of food, fuel or fun? Why would something taste good or bad if that didn't matter? I was so hungry all the time, the dry styrofoam texture making me gag as I dreamed of all the food I would eat when you couldn't see. I thought, what did I do to deserve this? But I knew. I was weighed down. I was weighing you down. You wanted me to fly. I just wanted a snack. We were the rice cake generation, the veterans of the war on fat. Ironically, eventually, the fattest generation to date. We lost the war with rice cakes. They don't make great ammunition. But we grew up and celebrated that loss with real cake, chocolate, and therapy to deal with our eating disorders and the lies we were told. Starting with have a rice cake. They're a great snack.
You know what's crazy? Before you started reading, I was thinking about your rice cake poem.
I'm considering dusting it off
poems I
for a
remember.
slam this weekend.
What'd you say?
I said I'm considering dusting it off for a slam this weekend.
Okay, okay.
I love that poem. That resonates with me so deeply. And it just speaks to the damage that our mothers did to us, not thinking they were doing that. They thought they were motivating us and damaging us without realizing it. And it's, yeah, oh my gosh, my relationship with food totally resembles that poem. So thank you for that.
No problem. Too many of us have been there.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful poems.
Thank you.
Really liked your first piece, that gears turning a little bit.
I love it. Y'all keep pouring into each other. Kelly, question, are you still doing your writing sessions?
I am. We do them every Tuesday. Well, no, every second and fourth Tuesday on Zoom. I'll throw the link in the chat for the Facebook session if you want to sign up for it, but
Yes.
they're completely free and they're just prompts. I don't know what our next one will be, but our one this past Tuesday was on pride and patriotism, such as it is.
Awesome.
I'll
Awesome.
get that in the chat
Yes,
for you.
please put it in the chat. Great to know. I'm not even sure if most of us knew that you were doing that. So I'm sure you're gonna get some new faces to pop up.
Yeah, normally somebody sends me a link or something. I didn't know you were still doing it.
Yeah, we took last month off because I got a hip replacement. So I needed time to heal from the surgery. But we are back in action.
Awesome. Glad everything went well and you're doing better. And it's good to have you back with us. Y'all show some love again for Kelly, Mary, McAllister.
Kelly,
Kelly.
Let's go,
always
Kelly.
great to see you.
Yes,
Kelly,
yes.
you already know how I feel.
Awesome. That's what's up. Let's keep the energy flowing. Y'all, please open up your hearts and your mics and show some love to the one and only Mama Betty.
Mama Betty.
Go, Mama Betty. Yeah.
So, Mama
Hi.
Betty.
Yay.
Hi, Mr. Witz. I have a special request. I would like Nemo to read, if you would, Freddie Freeloader's poem that inspired a poem that he read himself. Fred freshly read. But do you mind if Nemo go first?
Nemo,
He's ready.
awesome.
Absolutely. I am ready.
Awesome. Let's get that going. Y'all show some love for my brother, my food dog, Mr. Nemo soon.
Come on, Nemo, let's go, sweetie.
All right. This is Helpless by Fred E. Freeloader. You already know and have always known a secret. It never was. You are systemic, ever coursing through veins, the reek of you, raging amid bones, an organically existential internal flow, arcing amongst arteries, lifeblood that floats within the cardia. You are crux and cause, catalyst and pause. You are the ache of me, hopelessly tethered.
Poem discovered behind your eyes. You are a secret hidden in eyebrows. You are a secret hidden in eyeshadows. Eyebrows, a very safe place where your love, luscious, glorified, telepathic signals pierce the shyness of heart. And I'm not afraid. So talk to me. Go ahead, talk to me. No one else can hear. I hear you. I feel you. I see you in the velvet silence now. That's that poem.
That was a beautiful call and response. Mama Betty, are you gonna share another one with us?
And so I wrote this poem and I wrote it to, I like black and white. Oh, and Nemo Asante Sana, thank you very much for your reading.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for asking.
So I like black and white photography. So I was looking through this magazine and there was a picture, a photograph of a metal wooden desk desk in a dusty spider web filled room. And so picture that. I waited till the floorboards popped over, walked over rock, disingenuous scholars, illiterate educators, intent in a decrepit, archaic armor, feeble, cancerous laws, legislated to banish outlaw learning. I waited till the metal of the desk buckled over, not from weight of my rear or a veteran-seated imprint in a home-called chair. I waited till punctured, arthritic legs, coward, bent, bow-leg, released cracks of paint, lead shards, airborne, waiting to eject, ambush, an unwittingly innocent humanity of a fair, decent, honest education, a coup d'etat of spirit. And that's that poem.
Okay, Miss Betty. Okay.
That was amazing, Mama Betty.
Mama Betty. Yes.
Wow, Mama Betty.
That was everything.
Lovely.
That's what's up. I always admire your shares. Your word selection is so unique. And it's like you don't waste the word. You know, everything that you put into your pieces has a place and a purpose for you using it, for you utilizing it. So it's always good hearing you do your own work. You know, because I know you like to have people read for you, but I love to hear you give that energy in your voice as well. So thank you for sharing with us.
Well, props to Walimu for the writing workshop she had in the beginning, and you too, Mr. Ritz. And then also, again, I gotta give props to AJ for encouraging me to write again. But yeah, props to Walimu and you guys, Mr. Ritz. One love, y'all.
Thank you so much. Shout out to you, Mama Betty, and shout out to Penmanship, man. I love y'all. Yeah. All right, y'all show some love to Mama Betty one more time, please.
Mama Betty.
Let's go, Mama Betty.
Yeah.
Always, Mama Betty, you the bomb.
So let's keep this energy going. Please, if you wanted to share and you haven't shared, um, let me see your hand raised on the screen so I can keep a tally of what I got going on. I do have to be to work at 6 in the morning, so I'm not gonna do a last call. Come to the end of it. I want to see everybody go in unison, and we're gonna get in and get out tonight. I hope that's okay. I hope that's not insulting to any one of you. Know that I deliver that message from my heart. I want to hear from you all. So please, if you plan to share, the emoji screen at the bottom, hit that, raise your hand, and as I come through, I'll make sure I grab you. If you have performed, lower your hand so I don't get you caught up in the mist. Nemo will still be expecting your work from you. Thank you for sharing, Mama Betty. We love you. With that being said, y'all please open up your hearts and your mics and show some love for our next artist, the amazing Escape artist. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, let's go.
Lulu's
Let's go,
mom, let's get it.
Escape.
Go
Lulu's
Escape
mom.
artist.
Escape
Hi.
artist in the house.
Oh, let me get my phone. Okay, so this first poem I'm going to share is called Habits. She couldn't believe it with her eyes. She didn't even know how she got there, but I did. It started with a little bite-sized hits, dopamine trips. Started with her habits, sneaky devil things. They grow like invasive weeds. Became a little more and a bit more often. By now, you know the fire you're dancing around is hot. You find yourself burning every chance you get. In fact, there's never a time you don't think about it, becoming more and more lenient to your boundaries. And now you know you've got a full-grown habit, a monkey on your back, through your life off track until you have no control. Your habits have hijacked your brain like suicide bombers, chasing the crash. Your life is plummeting fast. Looking in the mirror, she couldn't believe it with her eyes. She didn't even know how she got there. But it was the late night smokes, turned to late night snacks. It was drive-throughs and fried food to elevate the mood, Chinese and Portuguese to help you feel at ease. It was ice cream 3 times a week to comfort those unwanted feelings, cereal for breakfast and before she's asleep to alleviate the stress she keeps. It was the seconds and thirds, the uncontrollable urge to swallow all the pity until nothing becoming fit me. It was sacrificing health for flavor, high cholesterol, diabetes, hard of breathing, pills upon pills. A couple 100 pounds later, I can't believe it with my eyes. How did I let myself get like this? It started with my habits, not the habit I have of abusing. It's the one that I'm running from, the habit I have of avoiding what's bothering me, what sends me to smoke or drink or eat excessively. I've had a bad habit of not confronting my reality. I should have faced my trauma when I still recognized myself in the mirror. Instead, I'm a product of the trauma I manifested. A raindrop turned into a lake, and now I'm drowning in an ocean of bad decisions. It started with little bite-sized hits. Now nothing I used to be fits. That's the first one.
There's a reason why you're one of my favorites. I just want you to know that, okay?
Oh, thank you. uh I always get like so like weirded out when people say that because it's like, I mean, I appreciate it, but it's like, what? You know what I mean? Yeah. Uh, the second one is called Purpose. Depression runs her fingers through the creases of my mind, looking for a way in. Sifting through worries, she knows the well in my pen has gone dry. Thinks it's the perfect time for an invasion, but I always keep an escape route in my veins. God arms me with his arms the way he stuffs blueprints in my pocket. The pen is not my only architect. These fingers aren't always gripping swords. Sometimes they push cotton through a needle to mend open wounds. I made my baby a dress today, put the drama in the ruffles and the pleats to make way for the feathered thoughts behind my eyes. Depression won't weigh me down this time. The dopamine in the palms of my hands won't let me drown. I don't panic, even if the paper is dry and empty, and I don't hear heaven whisper to me the way I want to, the way I need it to. There's a faucet in my brain that waters my garden when she tries to make a drought out of me. I didn't ask for the responsibility of creation, but I walk with it like the call of the wild. Silence has taught me to breathe. Inhale the molecular structure of my DNA. Exhale the destruction of my peace. It is within me, the ability to grab dirt and make Genesis, the ability to disregard gravity and walk on prayer. Though I feel her trying to massage a way in, my cerebral cortex is armed with prophecy. It has been decided that my mind is the womb, carrying life, dragging it from the birth canal of my fingers, giving these ideas breath in a new world. Paper is just the Eden for my Adams and Eves, the creations that rise from the medium between my eyes. It is written in the marrow of my spine. Darkness never wins any wars. Light will always return. Depression is beneath me. Thank you. Phew, I'm out of breath. I just finished working out and I'm fat and pregnant, so it's much harder than it was before.
Oh, they were great. I can definitely relate to the first. Well, I can relate to both of them actually. But things not fitting. Oh, that definitely, yeah, that steps all over my feet right there. So
Yeah, I've been struggling with my weight my whole life, so I had to write that one.
so have I.
Thanks.
Really liked your personification of depression.
Thank you.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna resonate. Anticipated to hear your reaction from that, Nemo. Um, and I like the way that you made that connection with the earth, of how giving birth starts in the thought, um, giving birth to life, then that um, reroutes me to how the gut and the mind were once connected, you know, and how we say we get a gut feeling, but that's that inner intuition. It's kind of like another sense, like that sixth sense, so to speak, because it's the signals that connect from here down here. But
Right.
definitely dope shares as always. I like the thought process that you put behind your work and how you get to you go through a depth in delivering your message.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, I'm super out of breath.
It's all right. Now you can recant that. Take your time. Take the
Right.
breath that you need. And one thing too, I know that could be the because you're sitting. When
Oh yeah.
we speak, it comes from the stomach up.
Yeah.
So when you kind of crunching that down, it's going to take away from the the wind that will be within your words. But
Yeah,
your message
I
was
just
well
finished working
received.
out and I don't have the energy to stand up. So it's gonna take me like 15 minutes to get my life together right now.
Yeah, it's the human being you're carrying. I know.
I know. It's
Quick.
terrible.
Yeah, slow down with them workouts. You can have that baby come out with muscles. Yeah, you trying to come out
But
trying
thank
to
you for
beat
the
yourself
space.
up.
I really appreciate it.
We appreciate you too, and thank you for showing up for my feature. I appreciate your
Oh yeah,
presence.
you were great. I
Thank
wouldn't
you.
miss it.
Thank you so much.
Escape artists.
Yeah.
I love me some escape artists. And
I love you too.
you get ready to give birth to some poetry. We just waiting.
What happened? What happened?
Say it again, Mama Betty.
So we're just waiting for the birth of that poem that you're carrying.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too.
That's what's up.
But thank you guys. Have a good night. Well, I'll still be here when I'm turn my camera on.
Also, thank you for being here. Y'all show some love to Escape Artists one more time, please.
Escape artist.
Right.
Lulu's mom. All right.
All right, let's keep that energy flowing. Y'all open up your hearts and your mics and show some love to my food dog, Mr. Demo. Soon.
Come on, Nemo.
Nemo.
Thank you. So I'm gonna go through some, this is a journey. I have two microtriptychs that are connected. And it's a journey through some very angry stuff. So all right, here we go. The Lord of Wrong wants to be worshipped. My head bowed as his ice cold drool drips down the back of my neck. And there's some part of me that must want it or need it, because here I am at his feet, pressing my bloody face into the gravel once again. If I were going to write something, it would be about being alone. If I believed that putting my feelings down on paper meant the goddamn thing, I would say something about how much we all still need to be held. How we figured out that infants die without touch, that they fail to thrive, but adults are kept apart, living separate lives, separate houses, with separate garages for their separate cars. Sometimes the last line of defense has already surrendered. Pulling the wire doesn't stop the train. A lifeboat doesn't float, and the net just isn't there. And the second one. I used to get angry when the sheets got moved around and balled up in the linen closet, which happened all the time. I would fume and curse under my breath. Now the sheets in my closet don't move unless I move them. And there's no need to fume unless I want to get angry about dust. Help wanted, urgent to fill. Must have experience with crisis and crashes, crying. Must know interventions, be able to read intentions, be okay with failing. Must be able to handle doubt. Perfect candidate has been broken, has been hopeless, has been lost. must be able to find the light at the end of the tunnel, or at least never stop trying. Serious inquiries only. I can feel the bottom dropping out again. But I'm staying up this time, on a glider made of hope. Terror pulls at my legs, dangling in the emptiness. But maybe I'm realizing that the fear is what makes it fun. To feel the wind and quickened heartbeats. It might be what makes it possible to let myself soar just a little. Thank you.
Come on, Nemo. Y'all open up your mics and show some love, please.
I
Wow.
always love your work, Nemo. You always have like so much emotions and feelings in your work. I appreciate that. So like a lot of vulnerability.
I
What was the
appreciate
line
you,
about the
Professor.
legs?
I'm
Terror.
sorry. What did you say, Whisper?
What was the line about legs? Terror lives in my legs. Terror, something terror in my legs.
I'm muted, sorry. Terror pulls at my legs. It's that feeling when you're a kid and you go on the swings that go round and round and end up going high. It's that feeling that in my legs.
Good Lord. Whew.
You got some love waiting for you in the chat too, Nemo. Make sure you go back and get that.
Thank you,
Out of
Fu.
both microtriptychs, the one that resonated with me the most was the one about the balled up linens. I'm really a stickler about a place for everything, everything in its place. I do not like chaos and things out of order. And just like yourself, I find myself cursing under my breath and a lot of times out loud. So yeah. So, you see, Coach, don't somebody turn Coach camera off.
I cuss out loud, real big. Bravo, Nemo.
Yeah, we know that.
Thank
We
you,
know
Coach.
you do.
That's what's crazy because he looks like he would be more innocent. And I would think Witch would be like, show enough, and go off. But more laid back, like, yo, I can talk to you. We can have a discussion, but Coach is like he's snapping.
So
Don't
the
let this
idea
fool you.
is don't let Wits get to that point. That's the point. Don't let him get there. And definitely don't make him go there. That's all I'm saying.
It's hard to come back. I'm telling you. Certain people know how to get me though, you know what I'm saying? Where my baby at? I ain't been hearing from you. Where you at, Gifted? You all right? Coughing? You okay? Okay. Just checking on you.
Get them shoulders back down. Don't put them
Thank you.
shoulders in the screen, baby.
I don't want to. Here she go again. Shoulder
And
lean.
so cute, even though she's not feeling well. She still looks cute.
Right. I know, right? I'm so
I
lucky.
know.
Get your damn shoulders off the screen. Thank you, Coach. Got some backup tonight. That's what's up. Y'all show some love one more time. For my food dog, Mr. Nemo soon.
Yes, Nemo, you did that.
Escape Nemo, do me the honors and please lower your hand so I don't get confused as I'm coming across the screen. Appreciate both of you sharing tonight. Let's keep the energy flowing. We got a couple more to go. Y'all open up your hearts and your mics at this time and let's show some love for Black Silver 47.
Come on, Black Silver Thoughts.
There you go.
Hello, give me a second. I'm gonna turn my air conditioner off.
Got you.
Then I gotta find this thing. Okay, yeah. All right. So I can hear me okay. Can you?
Yes, sir. You coming in well.
Okay. So I got a piece of my guitar that I want to share. If you'll let me do the share screen. So a piece that I recorded. So I can do the share screen. Okay, it looks like you let me do it. Okay, so yeah, here we go. All right, so can everybody see the screen? Me and my guitar.
We got it. We got it, brother.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit play. Yeah, I hope you enjoy. All right, here we go. Silence of the Rabbit. So could you hear it okay?
Yeah, that was wonderful.
Okay,
Are
good.
you doing another one, brother?
I also have a piece. Say what again?
Okay, cool. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I also have a piece. I gotta pull it up. All right, here we go. This piece is called, hold on, let me, my my equipment's not doing what I wanted to do. You guys can still hear me okay, right?
Yeah, we hear you, bro.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and spit this piece. It's called Just Another Alice. Here we go. Hi, my name is Alice and I'm down the rabbit hole. Hi, my name is Cliche and this is getting old. Hi, my name is Intranquilos and I'm a restless soul because in the beginning was a wolf and a rabbit, no one around, and I still can't say it. Surrounded by rabbits and still no love, but naked and I still don't give a fuck. Could it be love or could it be lust? Just another Alice in a world of madness. And that's the piece.
Thank you, brother. Y'all open up y'all mics and show some love to our brother Black Silver 47.
Thank you, Black Silver. Thank you for the music too.
Yes, thank you for listening. It's a pleasure. And I was gonna say it's a pleasure and it's a privilege to be able to share. You know, so.
I wanted to ask you, do you like Yes? The band Yes?
Oh, I'm not familiar.
Okay. The song reminded me of some of their tracks, and I didn't know if they had been an influence of yours. I'll drop you a link to one so you can hear that.
Okay. Yeah, that
Beautiful.
particular
Thank you.
song, the particular song that I played was influenced by Crossfade. I don't know if you're familiar with that. I like the Crossfade, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't know neither one of them, but to answer your question, I prefer yes over no. But yeah, yeah, show some love for Black Silver 47.
Lord.
Yeah, no
Always love to hear you play. Beautiful.
Thank you.
That's what's up. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
And excuse me, Mr. Witts.
Yes.
Happened to notice Whisper's comment about she was having a hard time finding the raised hand.
I got her. Okay. I got her on the list.
All right.
But thank you for being observant. Anytime that you see something like that, though, hit me in the back channel. You know, if you, yeah, and we'll make sure that it's seen. But I definitely caught it. Thank you for helping to get that expressed. Boom. Let's keep it going. We got 3 more people, so we're gonna go here. Let's go ahead and bring Whisper up now. Y'all open up your hearts and your mics and let's show some love for Mrwitzthepoet.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. So I am doing an experiment tonight. You have heard Catalyst talk about her Cyclops poems, but she invented this thing called a Cyclops poem, and every word has the letter I in it, but only one letter I. So that's my first piece. And this is called Cyclops Divine. Prithee, sir, I desire conversation. This particular mastication is mine own transformation into siren. I expirate night-blooming jasmine, passion, affection, emotion. Is it fair, this light which shines in silver hair, while I slip betimes beside, I conspire. I will enlist thine lips. If I will receive this kiss, wishful lips, I tithe, bestir, bewhip into fanciful bliss. I write this longing, this ambrosial craving. Constellations shine, emotions in flight. Listen, wind, it is night, it is time. Will I shrive thine erection betwixt grail thighs, lips ashine, this surfeit like prized wine? I claim this desire thine, this requirement is mine. Sip, slip until I drip, this glistened tincture, benight thine lips, worship mine hips. I'm magic flyer, I'm rising higher. Seize lips with highest altruism, aggrandize this diamond, inter it into thine mind, without crime, without delinquency, without self-importance, sanctity received, sanctity exists. while this bliss whirls in eternity. And then my second piece is called Mutually Assured Destruction. And this came out of a conversation with Nemo. A friend more learned than I shared with me that functional MRIs show predators and prey have the same reaction in their brains when predator pounces and prey runs away. In the moment of death, twin brain connected, neurochemically bonded through a cause and effect. This sacred twining of neural pathways, a dance to the finish in synaptic spaces. The hunter hunts, but it is himself that he chases as the prey circles around, wraps arms to embrace him. Two halves of a whole, two sides the same face, the yin and yang, the push and pull of the desperate race for survival, to be food or to feed. Does the hunter exult when the prey successfully flees? Does the prey enjoy the burst of hot blood on tongue as fangs bite deep and the battle is won and lost? Do they both feel the moment when the grim reaper calls to collect the life in forfeit? Does the victor revel in his resolve to finish the tango alone? Does the hunter tear flesh as his vision clouds from an existence de-existing? Or does the prey elude and the hunter feel the exultant trembling while hungering for the meat that escaped on the wings of the night? Two for cocktails and death at the bar of life. They call it the watering hole. And come the end of happy hour, some duo is going to steal the show. Bloody Marys served chilled with an adrenaline chaser. C9H13NO3. Feel the sting on your tongue as your mouth finds the flavor. One man's excitement is the other's fight or flight, and only the dopamine and cortisol umami it all into a savory cracker for he who triumphs. What a delicious endeavor, the way bones give way under pressure, and there is no middle ground. There is only the coin toss of live or die. One side wins and the other must not. Compromise is impossible. They are opposed diametrically. Are you the death of me, or will I show my belly to your fangs? The snarl, a cocktail swirly stick that pricks us with fright and delight. Neither is wrong and both are right. King of the jungle, a Janus with two heads, one down and one upright. Shall we switch and take turns? Science has shown us the truth, that there is little distance between death and survival when the dance leaves us mortally wounded, unable to draw breath. So come stalk me, sweet predator, so that we can finally end this farce of a duel. Let my neck receive your teeth. Let my own return the favor to tear your heart into tenderest meat. This aria of opposites has only one destination. It's time to finish our story. Let the winner be chosen and the fallen revel in the winner's coronation. We will meet at the river by the watering hole, do shots of neurochemicals, then walk opposite 30 paces, wait for shoulders twitch and let barrels roll. This odyssey, NC-17, because of its brutality. Your triumph is my end and vice versa. We can't escape the duality. Bound by adrenaline, we are each predator and prey. There can be no victor here because death is the only escape. We are mutually assured destruction, bound to each other in this fate. Twin brain, twin flame, who's counting? Game, set, checkmate. Poem.
Damn. That's all I can say.
That was intense.
Yes.
Woo! Woo!
Wow, Whisper.
Hey,
That version of that
that
poem.
conversation inspired it.
I'm gonna fucking eavesdrop in on y'all next conversation. Just let me know when y'all having it.
And dial me in on the three-way because I want to eavesdrop too. Wow.
Four-way, you gotta be on the four-way
Wow.
because I'm on the three-way.
That
But don't
was
tell
Nemo's
them. Don't
information
tell
that
them.
he
Oh, my
shared
bad.
about the predator and the prey, and I was fascinated by that the predator and the prey's brains are stimulated the same way when one is, you know, being attacked and the other is attacking. There's something about that that's just delicious and
A
fascinating.
win-win
Good
situation.
night, Miss Betty.
Mama Betty, did she drop out? Yeah, we lost her.
Yeah, sorry.
no.
That was amazing work, Whisper.
Thank you guys
Thank
so
you.
much.
All right, let's keep the energy flowing. We got two more artists, and we out of here. Y'all open up your hearts and y'all mics, show some love for Whisper Poet one more time. And while y'all exiting her out, please welcome to the platform.
Let's go, Whisper.
AJ Houston.
Let's go,
Come
AJ.
on, OG. Come on.
Oh man, what's up, man? I'm sitting here, man. I've been trying to finish this poem. I'm gonna read a half-finished poem, but I'm gonna read y'all something nice last. I'm gonna read this first because this ain't nice. It's called Waves of Time. How do you write truth when you can't grow pen with fingers? Impossible to convert blood flowing through veins through this human biological system to ink. Daily I stand trial. Judge and jury keep forcing me to test this moaning, grind pain into palatable truth. You won't know fear. You won't know fear until you are reminded the history of our history is littered with tombstones, the homes lining streets and gated communities built on thousands of shallow graves. You won't know terror. You won't know terror unless you're Black in America, walking by yourself, jogging, driving through the city. GPS is broken, got you sightseeing in the wrong neighborhood unless you wear skin the shade of targets downrange. You won't know panic until sirens scream in your direction, shining colorful lights in your rearview window. Recently, discovered water been hiding the fact it has the ability to hold emotions. Each individual molecule is filled with memories. For centuries, it's been waiting to tell us something, probably got 12 billion questions if anyone decides to take time to listen. If water truly possessed the ability to remember, carry passions in its depths, its raging temperature, chasing captive shores with its currents. You ever hear the Atlantic Ocean ask, where my niggas at? Aware for centuries, this floor is made of fear and bone, but where my niggas at? These sharks getting angry, circling the same path for the last 100 years, still nothing to eat. Where my niggas at? Can't tell me you ain't hear it yelling the last time it hurricaned. Last time a tsunami left ancestors' footprints on some unsuspecting doorstep. You must know this much hurt can't hide much longer. Where my niggas at? Next time you turn on the faucet, take a bath, swim in a pool, pretty soon science is gonna discover time got attitude too, got its fists all balled up. That's all I got to explain.
No, that's good.
Yeah, AJ, I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing.
Okay, I'm trying to find something nice. Where it go? I don't know where it was open here. Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. I'm practicing this piece. I'm working on it. It's called Sun. This morning, heard the sky tell the breeze to tell the clouds to shield the sun. Last night, the sun rushed to this side of orbit, wishing to early itself to see what we were doing, needing verification if our hands still remain intimate. Did our arms gather enough strength to unembrace our skeletons? He believed our shells were magnets for skin. Scientific justification, the only possible way to explain why we together so magnificently. Heaven knows envy before it gets here. Usually it's preceded by a rumble from above, causing the earth to answer in quakes. This morning, hallelujah came, stayed past last night's service. Hymnals sang during our love sessions. Vibrations continued weeks later, holding our tunes, humbly humming sacred salutations in silence, in quiet. Don't you know I'm writing scriptures? Oh, how tumultuous these lips can be when used to their full potential. This love we got be church. Intricately woven in the fabric of sermons, be water walking, creating tsunamis with this tongue, feeding multitudes with sack lunches, stone mountain carving love's lessons, new profound tablets for prophets to study. This love we got be church. be preachers pastoring our love's doctoral thesis, be mass choir singing us glorious this morning. The sky cried just a little, maybe just a few drops. At least over my house, seeing them myself, couldn't hold back emotions. You know, we do know when heaven watches our movements, watch the way our bones collect themselves, then dance with no music into perfect harmonic positions. Got heaven wishing in the physical to be human, a heart-strew sacrificial offering in the presence of time. I've witnessed minutes stumbling over hours awaiting our arrival, been stargazing lately, seeing certain clusters of galaxies, been hanging close to the edge of night, sitting just out of reach, attempting to get a better understanding of why ain't no other love like this, like ours. Got angels standing in line, giving up their wings, for even they know this love we got be church. Cannot be found or discovered on any of the infinite number of planets we know of. Heard the sun say he's been searching too. For love, for a connection to love expansive enough to grow into magnanimous proportions. Love has never been this easy to fall and this hard to keep, this exciting, making me believe mankind has impatiently petitioned heaven for inclusion in the love we share. You do know I'm writing scriptures, a prophetic revelations interpretation of forevers. This morning I decided to write a poem to ask the grass, to ask the trees, to ask the sand, to ask the breeze, to ask the sky, to tell the clouds, to ask the sun not to give up. Been watching Earth for centuries and never saw love like this before. Looks like forevers and always. Held collected, a holy collaboration in the skin. Together we were as magnets. For even heaven knows, this love we got be church.
Wow. Wow, AJ. My God, the delivery, your writing style is crazy.
I appreciate it.
I love
Amazing reads.
writing scriptures. It's just so beautiful, romantical, all of that. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. And you already know the other piece that you spit on the other Zoom. That's going to be my favorite.
I appreciate that for sure. Yeah, I
AJ
know what to
writes like
memorize next.
you write like your writing should be like found in scrolls inside a cave somewhere or something like that. Like it's just not. It's just
Exactly.
crazy how it's just like it's just above us. I don't know.
You the word wizard, AJ, always. I appreciate it
Appreciate
immensely.
it. Now, thank y'all so much for listening, man. I appreciate it, man. Which feature was the bomb, man, earlier. Because he had that eagle and crow poem that was the bomb. I just shared that video not too long ago, and I've been thinking about it, but now I ain't got to think about him. I just need to read Witz's poem.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Are you talking about the video about the eagle destroying itself to be
No,
reborn?
no, that one too, but about the crow, how the crow is the only thing that will mess with an eagle, get on his back and peck it, and the eagle don't
Oh,
pay no
okay,
attention to it. It
I
just
didn't see you post that one. I'm gonna
yeah,
have to go back and check
it
that.
just fly high enough to where the crow can't breathe and the crow just fall off, and the eagle never pays any attention to it. It's like don't pay no attention to the simple things that's going on. It don't bother you.
Yeah, right.
No effect.
Yeah,
No effect on progress. Yeah.
that whole concept had to be allegory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I took that spin with it. But thank you, man. And great shares tonight. Powerful rights as always, man. The one about the water is craving a Negro is fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Appreciate
That
it. I'm
part.
trying to
Yeah,
finish that one tonight, but yeah, I'm working on it. Man, appreciate it.
that's what's up. Y'all show some love to AJ Houston one more time.
AJ.
Oh shit, OG.
That's what's up. Let's keep it going. Got our last artist coming up. Y'all please open up your hearts and your mics for this brother. My my next feature coming up. I can't wait to share this platform with you, brother. Y'all please open up your mics and show some love to Artie Fox.
Artie.
Let's go.
What's up, Mr. Fox?
Hey, buddy. Hopefully everybody's feeling good, having a good night. Man, I got here late, Wiz, man. It's been a long day, but I'm glad I was able to still slide through and catch it. Because most times I won't. But yeah, this first piece is called Go Fix It. So I slipped. I almost fell hard again. Then God reminded me that even the people who hate me will help me come back to him again. So I stopped to remember the old days. I mean, a natural born speaker from grade school to church days, folks would call me the neighborhood preacher. Although I was ratchet as hell, but talking in my words compared me to the old folks, so my words hit a little bit deeper. A hard head, which later on made a soft ass, but those souls inside of me, well, made me a little bit deeper. I mean, finally speaking, and loving those dark times that could have taken me all inside. But God gave me some time with myself and reminded me that no matter how much people was acting, I should never override. Like don't overdo it, Fox, because I won't let you back inside. I always got quiet. When God got on fire, it was like, please take me to the king. I don't have much to bring. My heart, I just told God, my heart was torn in pieces, and I I was my offering. I mean, last night, y'all, I had a power hour with God. And unlike my normal, less formal meetings, this time, God had tears in his eyes. I mean, not praying or saying anything, I promise. I just needed him by my side. And without words or movement, his grace, I felt a tear drip. He was right there to comply. I mean, dead silence for about 57 long minutes, no lie. The place I would love to spend my entire life, because here, it was so quiet. The flow of life so vibrant. It consumed me calmly, but there was no violence. The peak of perfection, seeing what it took to get here, joy could reach no higher. The volumes of love, even with a million voices assisting me in midair, could speak no flyer. I could never begin to explain how beautiful the magenta colored sky was as I entered. I wish I had more time. But God said I had 60 minutes before this pouring. And he told me that sometimes I get to rambling on and God was never alive. Plus, I had 3 minutes to go. The silence had lasted 57. And after the 56, and God was my witness, he looked me right in the face and said, son, I am running out of patience with you. You don't get it? You want me to make the world so perfect? Then go fix it. Yeah, I sat there. I sat there smiling. And God sat there crying. You said you needed strength. Check yourself. You feeling good? I'm thinking, yeah, I gave you that. You said you didn't want to be alone, folks to love and grow with vibes. You think you did it yourself? Nah, I made you that. And I know it seems like you're losing so many folks around, son, and life has been hard, but I need you to hold on to them now. You've been begging me for so much change. I equipped you with the things to get right. So why are you looking so low to the ground? Yeah, I wanted to plead my case. Like, God, people are dying every day, and folks that look like me, they get shot in the face. But I just sat there. And God, he just sat there. He said, son, have you been touched? I'm like, nah. Have you bled once? Have you done anything but chase your dreams? Step right on stages and push your vibes? You got people around you doing the same. I'm like, here go God again. I mean, he told me I have everything I needed to accomplish anything. And then he sat there. 3 seconds left to go. God spoke again. I already gave you the answers. I knew you needed a break. some time to grow from your losses and just a frown. But God has always been here. You can lean on me forever, son, but your time is now. I've gave you everything you needed, plus some weed and treasures to mix in. So if everything is still broken around you, my son, go fix it. And I swear, with everything I have, all I've been trying to do lately is fix shit. That's my piece, though. And my second piece, it's kind of connected to that piece. It's kind of a growth piece for me. But it's called I've Been Free. I sit in this space today, and I hope that everyone can get strength for listening as we live and pray. That our words and verbs stretch higher than the spaces. I mean, fallen soldiers, they watching over us, so I get it. I can be okay. And then I snap back like y'all, I've been free. Like Master ain't know through my poetry, I also fix my speech. Just some days of me talking to my ancestors and eyes need them to feel me. I mean, help me get up right. I mean, not the fake side, but the real me. Like a foggy fall feeling as I sip tea and giggle with God. A well full of wishes and wedding bells in my granny's backyard. The spot most of my family ended up back because life got extra hard. I mean, no worries, because if you listen to my last poetry, God got us. We are no longer scarred. Like that time out front with my mom, and I got stung on my arm, and she prompted me to hush and to gaze into the stars. Told me I'd be all right. I didn't realize then that I've been free. I mean, like my graduation grace from everybody's grade. Like grandkids got a chance to walk across the stage. I mean, but against the past years, for her, they're insanity. Way before we were here, her and her peers, they put in real pain for the family, thinking out loud, like, oh, that's how I got most of the man in me. Y'all on my mama, I've been free. I mean, I might have been picked on, but not a day in my life was I tricked on. My big cousins helped deal with most of the police situations for me. I mean, anime sessions and relationship lessons. I might have heard shots, but the Lord really made sure I had protection. And I thought that all came for free. I mean, loyalty and love before I was old enough to jump off the porch, inspired no matter how hard it was for me to do it. Like, I hope y'all listening, like how I'm being and how I'm becoming more fluent. But this free, so loosely I treated it, I played sometimes. I gave it energy, I kind of hated it. Feeling so free, it became loneliness. And the mirror to myself, like, I cannot take this shit. I mean, lost lies mostly was just lost cries. I mean, fearful of my own greatness. And I never got it. So instead of a lifetime of frolicking with my own freedom, instead I stay guarded from those demons I was taught to fight, even though I no longer even see them. Learning how my papa was a rolling stone and it affected me in so much time I spent by myself, like I just don't want to be him. I mean, I feared it. I see it coming, and I didn't think I could change. Because I know for sure that my great granddad didn't struggle for me to do anything but to be a beacon of light. Listen, y'all, I know I can stand strong by myself, but with people around me, I learn to support life. And when the devil tries to pull me down and take a piece of my light, well, my woes, they carry me back up. Remembering that the people around me is how I unite. And after consistently being reminded of the magic of my granny and my mommy and all the dope people that I found and standing strong behind me, well, it's free. It's not mine's. It is our free. And so many people paved the way for me to stand here and just to understand that it was never free. So as I raise these self-made bars and undo these man-made latches, 100 times from my family, because I've been free. Only I'm now more aware of how getting free actually happens, because my ancestors put in big weight for me to be on platforms, being myself and never acting. I get it now. A thin rope with absolutely no hope to ever choke on a nigga. Y'all, all the time. I be snapping. That's my piece, though. Thank y'all for listening.
Y'all open up your mics and show some
Thank
love.
you, kind sir. Thank you so much for the blessing.
Alrighty.
Absolutely.
Man, great pieces, brother. I like how you connected them as well. And it's good to see you continuing to push your message out through the hurt. I see it. You still wear it, but you working your way through it, which is the courageous part. So I commend you for it. Yeah, it's a big love to
Nah,
you.
man, love was I realized something a long time ago about my pain. This the shit that make me me. So, regardless of how much it hurt, how much I go through it, when I look back at myself and the person I used to be, whenever I go through something, especially stuff like this, I always am able to watch myself grow. So even though it ain't easy at all, but I know that the person that I'm going to be when I don't know if I'm ever going to get over this, but when I at least get to moving forward as strong as I know I can, then I'll be a way stronger person than I was before. So just that kind of hope for more strength and being able to continue to be strong. I feel like I don't got a lot besides who I am, my pride and the stuff I stand for, and I feel like that kind of stuff just builds it and makes it so much more relevant. It makes me love myself and who I am way more. That makes sense, seem selfish, but it makes me love who I am so much more. Realizing that so many people helped me to be this me. I used to always say stupid stuff like, "Oh, I'm on my own," or "I did this by myself," and just crazy stuff like that. To one day realize that I've never ever been alone. So all the time that I was big up in myself and being happy for me, there was a whole generation of people standing behind me. So it just kind of feel good to accept and realize that shit.
Dope, bro, dope. And that's so important, man, that we pay attention to that, to why we grow. You know what I'm saying? And how we grow is it's because of the people who impact us in this life, whether it's negative or positive. You know, you said this going through this journey is hard, it's painful. Um, Wise man said in growth there will be pain. He said it's painful for a flower bud to open up and bloom. And you know what I'm saying? Um, People may not grasp that concept, but when you wake up and you stretch in the morning, it's not always a comfortable feeling. But it's after that you got to stretch out that you get all of everything that was meant for you to receive from that stretch. You know what I'm saying? The growth, the after effects. Yeah. Well, big love to you, bro. Again, I'm gonna shout you out because we got a phenomenal show that we've been putting together that's coming for sometime at the end of this month. We still got to bump heads to solidify that specific date and time before we get that flyer out to y'all. But be on the lookout, man. Me and this young brother gonna do something seriously dope that hasn't been done before. So I think that's one of the most magnificent parts about it is we're doing something new.
Nah,
Yeah.
bro, and I'm glad you even reached out. It's dope because I feel like I'm normally the person in my around my friends or the people that I associate with mostly that come up with the ideas and shit. So it's like it feels good to be able to just come in as myself and not have to do the extra work, if that makes sense. Because I mean, not that I'm not used to it by now, but right now it's just a time in my life where I don't know if I have it in me to do all that. You feel me? Just to be honest. So I appreciate you even being around and being available because it's just the kind of shit I need to just keep moving, to keep my mind going and feeling like I'm getting stuff accomplished. If that even makes sense.
You are, bro. Every day that you live, you got new opportunity to make a better day than yesterday was. You feel me? So we don't never stop growing until we dead. You feel me? So don't even put in your language that It's something that you can't do. One of the best things that I got from my uncle, rest in peace, was for us to remove can't from our vocabulary. Um, it's nothing that we can accomplish. It's just set your mind on it and then work towards it. And it's not going to happen instantaneously. I mean, some things will, but everything comes. It's a growing process, as we live and we learn, man. So, you're doing the best you can, and that's the most important part. You know what I'm saying? Everything else will work itself out. Yeah. We're gonna wrap it up, man. Thank you all for joining tonight. Everybody, please, if you're not naked, come on the screen. Let me see
You
your
ready for
face.
me?
Oh, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. We
closing
do
you
have
out.
one more artist. I forgot. I totally
It's all
forgot.
good.
Yeah, but boom. Let's go ahead and do this. Y'all,
All right, I'm closing.
please open up your hearts and your mics and show some love for my big brother, the phenomenal. It's so much I could say about you, bro, because you truly pour into the community, man. We know how we started this journey. Um, we didn't do it with selfish intent. Don't get me wrong. We wanted our works to be heard. We wanted people to hear our voice, but we did it in a way of bringing attention to everyone that are like-minded within this community. Sort of like the underdog in a sense. Those who aren't getting the opportunity to express themselves because they were labeled unknown. You know what I'm saying, or infamous. So to allow us to create something that allow those voices to be heard, because everybody has something to say. It's just something that you never drifted away from, and I'm proud of you. Proud to be following the footsteps, as well as to be um, your partner in this journey, bro. So big love to you. Y'all open up your hearts and your mics, please, and show some love to my brethren, Coach Josh Smalls.
Don't be trying to make
Let's go, coach.
Don't be trying to make me cry and shit. I'm doing this particular piece for a reason. I'll explain to you after it's done. I promise to hold you here and caress everything you're offering. This time is forever. These hands will keep your secrets. I can't promise you everything. But on this day, I promise you togetherness, to gift you love. We've once had it all, and life for bondage claimed us. I will always belong to you. Hand, skin, this voice, this soul has your name pressed against its chest. I know love now because you taught me so. And it's only Wednesday, but I've been lost before. Hands reaching for space I did not own. Sometimes I want to get back. Other times running feels so safe, and I've been holding on for so long. I've lost myself time and time again, lost everything I so valuable. Colored to fit the kingdom that we should own. Lady, if God sings, I know he's dancing now, and his fingers are snapping to the priceless time we spend together. I've got you covered, promise. Only because you're exalted. Make me king. And be it blue sky or just a teal background or sandy beach or tumbleweed and Midwestern dry heat, I see you there holding a space I've been trying to put into language. You see, I want to speak your rhythm, not because it's Monday, but because Wednesday is today and it's beautiful. I want to dance in your vibrations. And I hope to be an instrument you love together, and we can together become beautiful music. Togetherness feels right with you, like sunlight, holding the space we found perfect. I enjoy holding you here, even more than you allow me permission. Still, I love this chemistry and keep this scenery ready for love. I promise you this. To hold you down, to take your adventures and make them become mine. Max this madness to become everything we need. How do you glow in such a way? Having the ability to hide everything behind your everything. And I know everything sounds strange, but I want to capsule myself in your smile. Hold your passions at the same time. Tomorrow will come, and I'll still be here, hoping to move closer to your purpose. And when we're closer, and nothing else matters, and the moon hails a space that we will borrow for a moment, call it our own, and plan our next lifetime together. How are you ready for forever? I want us to become one. And in the midst of everything, I'll be here, sheltered in this moment, splattered in your magic, forever confined on this perfect Wednesday. Now, I read that because that's like a bunch of little pieces that I was snatching from other places just to put together to read. Don't let anybody tell you you can't make magic reading off a piece of paper, off your phone, or from your cell phone, because none of that was actually together till just now. Just wanted to show y'all some magic.
That was like a movie. It was like one of those like soap opera monologues, like in the romantic scenes.
Yeah, I was thinking more like Romeo and Juliet or something, like he could do Shakespeare for real, for real. I love him. Love this brother.
More like Romello and Juanita.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. Great work, bro.
I
Great
had a
work.
whole different 2 poems set up, but that because I've been and I'll say this and get out the way, I've hosted, we had our open mic for a long time, and I remember poets who traveled all the time used to say things like, oh, if you never travel on the Greyhound bus, if you don't do this, you're not a poet, if you don't do that. And I'm looking at these people now, and I don't know what they're doing, but most of my gigs that I get paid to do, I read from my laptop, I read from my tablet. I have stuff memorized, but I'm always doing new shit. And so I don't want you to ever let somebody tell you that reading, if they feel that way, tell them to leave. This is not the place for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to admit, helped me to work that into my repertoire because as an artist, I always had to memorize. And for me, it was a different sense. It wasn't for the theatrics or anything like that. It was just me falling in love with my own works. So I was memorizing my work the same way you would memorize your favorite song. And that's the way I always set out to deliver my message. And just like yourself, I'm writing all the time. I'm writing all the time. And I'm like, damn, I want to share this new stuff. I want to share this new stuff. And you help me to find that comfort in sharing that new stuff, not worrying about it being perfect. Um and stop being so hard on myself. Because I'm as artists, I think we all are our worst critic. And sometimes we don't realize what people get from our works because we're looking for perfection in our own rights. So yeah, I appreciate you doing that.
Hey, Wes, I think it's a space for both. But I think that's the beautiful thing about it. Like when it comes to getting in that zone, it don't matter if it's you reading or if it's a memorized poem. I think that it's a space for it both because I know for myself, like it's some
Yes,
poems
yes.
I can't read. I mean, I can't. The what it takes for me to perform that piece, it takes away from it me looking down. So I have to memorize it. But it's certain pieces that I have that it doesn't matter if I'm reading or performing it, it still hits that way. But I think it's good to be able to do both because some people can accept one and will accept the other. And I think as far as a performer, and I'm just speaking for the performer side of me, I can't be the whole performer I am looking down at a page. And that's just so some of the poems that I have. But then again, I have other poems and I'm like, okay, I can read this and I can give the same the same, not performance, but the same show, that it would be equal. So I think it's good to kind of have them both in your repertoire as an artist, depending on what you're doing and who you're going around.
Agreed. I agree with that.
I think Alma was trying to say something. She was trying to get in,
Oh,
but
I'm sorry, love.
No, this is a wonderful conversation. I'm just very grateful to hear creatives talking about this particular stuff, particularly poets, because I feel like there's a huge performance aspect to it that not everyone partakes in so easily. So that's really lovely to hear. I did want to say the voice felt like it was made for narrative. Your voice, Coach, it's like what, I don't know, it's perfect. Like somebody said, it was like in a movie when, yeah, it's giving like, some people can just speak that way where your voice is like made for narrative. It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. I so appreciate that. I really do. And I want to say this to Audie. You're 100% correct. And don't get me wrong, because when I memorize a piece, I can perform it way better than, when I'm reading. But the comment was that basically what I've heard many times over, that you're not a real poet or this and that. And if we're going to be clear about it, poets read from their paper. Spoken word artists memorize. And so there's a difference. And there's also a difference why I don't allow people to call me a spoken word artist as opposed to a poet. I'm always a poet first, but I can do spoken word. And I think that's where we have the disconnect. Think about any of your greats, any of the greats that is known, that has been known for a while. Maya, Langston, all of them, Baldwin, they all read.
Thank you.
They didn't all memorize. They eventually you will memorize it because you've read it so many times, but they didn't practice for the sake of memorizing it. They read it. That's how much they read it in places. And so there is definitely a space for it. And if you go to a poetry event, you get paid to be a spoken word artist. When you're doing a lecture, or you're giving a speech, or you're going to a conference, you're usually being hired as a poet, or you get and I mean this in every respectful way, you get a spoken word artist fee as opposed to getting a fee for being the headline speaker. So it's a lot that's in there. But you're 100% right. There's a place for both of them. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I would agree. And I was going to jump in, agreeing with both of you all of you all that have spoken. But don't even but But the point of this conversation, for the point of this conversation, and I have to just say this to Erica, because I've actually been in that same spot where a respected poet that I respected in this area said that to me. I used to read from paper a lot, because my pieces were, packed with so much. And then as I developed as an artist, of course, I found spaces where I could do either or, where I could do memorized pieces where I could feel them and have the audience feel my words as well. Or I could just recite a beautiful piece. Either way, you have to be confident in who you are and what you're doing and the spaces that you take and allow your work to be. That's the point. And don't let anyone ever take that away.
No, I swear I agree 100%. And the confidence, I swear that's always the number one thing I'm thinking about. And I heard Coach Josh say something that I do myself. I don't try to memorize any poetry on purpose. I just do my poetry so much that sooner or later I just know some of them and I don't. I don't pick the ones I memorize. I just do all of them so much that sooner or later, the ones that are supposed to be memorized, they just stay that way. So I think it's and I don't want to like try to teach nobody how to memorize because I can't do that. But I think that's one of the good ways to kind of practice, not to try to force poetry on yourself. Don't memorize it because you can't wait to share it for people, but share it once you feel it, once it's a part of you. I think it becomes a lot easier to do that way.
Yeah, because I do have one piece that I memorized by accident. It wasn't intentional. And it was the one that Wits first heard me speak at Kendra's birthday. That piece I know, because that's my fantasy of my mate. So I guess that's why that is in my heart. You know, that's something I want. But my thing is, if I'm reading and you can't really tell, if you close your eyes and I'm reading with the inflection that does not seem monotone and put you to sleep, then you should be good with that. Because to me, it's all in the delivery and what you have to say. So
Put
nobody
me to
should be
sleep,
coming
baby.
on me. Yeah. So nobody should be coming at me or saying anything, because it was actually on somebody else's post that this dude said that. And that's basically what I said, because I can be diplomatic because it was somebody else's post. So I'm not going to come causing drama on your post. If I have problems with you, I'm going to DM you and talk to you personally, because that's how I operate, you know. But I'm just saying, you know, I just told myself, look, it depends on the delivery and the message. So I don't see the problem.
Yes, 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 so true. Great conversation.
All right, Wiz, go to bed. Good night.
Yeah, well, I got one more artist. And I'm gonna just say this to close out that conversation of the main thing that everyone said was the repetition. Anytime you looking to memorize something or you memorize something by accident, it's because of the repetition, the doing it over and over again because you love it. Same thing like your favorite song. You memorize that because you heard it over and over again and you find yourself singing along with it. It's the same thing with any of your works. It's all about repetition. All right, let's get this last artist in. Y'all please open y'all hearts and y'all mics and show some love to our brother CC Arshagwa.
Hey, CC.
Hey, hey,
Come
hey.
on, CC.
I'm doing it. Just came back from playing live on a grand piano, and the room was all talking, and I gave him a rash of shit. So I'm just gonna jump on Juneteenth. This came the first version. This came in, and I think I kicked it in its raw form that night when it was hours old. It's a little bit older now. I'm just gonna do this to close out the night, and we got to get Mr. Witz hitting that pillow so we can get some Z's. This is now called, maybe it's the same title. There's a reason the music's soul died. There's a reason the music's soul died inside an American pie. Dying empires bought up the skies, and you believed what they poured in your eyes. And the virtual screens all lit up and said, look out, there's an enemy inside your head. So it's time to mask up and believe all the fears. Press agree and give up your soul here. There's a lesson about walking dead with a job and no critical head, while the whole time you're sold who you're not. Just click like to feed your endless lack. To never question, is anything true? Believing money is worth more than you, then compete to become even more obsolete, to defeat love and peace by declaring they're weak. There's a reason the music's soul died inside an American high. Dying empires bought up the skies. As you believe what they poured in your eyes, never questioning why it's not true. While killing for money as if greed loves you, all the while growing more obsolete. To murder love's peace just for sport. Love and peace never really dies. You were taken, and survival took more. Yet you'll never avoid Nina's and Billy's true voice, and every slave song that's ever been born. And every time music's life force seems gone, past the reasons the music's soul dies. Under a plantation sky, so bye-bye, Miss America's life. So bye-bye, Miss America's life. Bye-bye.
Thank you for that.
Say goodnight, love, people.
Yeah.
And that was perfect.
Good night, love, people.
See.
Everybody, please come on the screen one last time. If you're not naked, I don't want to see no naked people on the screen.
I thought we was all naked up in here.
Well, I am literally half naked. I'm just gonna be
Okay, we'll give you a
transparent
pass.
about it. So yeah, y'all don't need to see
We
that.
don't believe you. We don't believe you. We don't believe you.
Baby, is that your fucking shoulder? Is that your thigh? What is that? Get that off the screen. I'm going, girl.
Shut the
Oh
Zoom
my-
down. Don't just shut it down. Don't even say goodnight no more. Just shut it down.
Just yeah, we gonna go. It's late. It's
I'm
getting
without
late.
words right now, and a poet without words is not good. Gifted, we're gonna have some action because I'm without words. Well, look, I love y'all. I so appreciate y'all helping to keep this space. We can't be here without y'all. And the way y'all pour into each other, just know that that's everything. That's everything. And please, don't let that stop here on this platform or any other platform. Make sure we reaching out and connecting with each other
She blushing.
outside.
I'm sorry, Wits. She's
It's
so
all right.
sweet.
You
Look at
better
her.
cover them damn shoulders up. I know that much.
I love it. I love
You
it.
got him with the Jamie Foxx. How about to give you 2 fingers sideways?
Look, you got my Whitney Houston song out. Fulfill My Needs. You got your knees on the screen. We're gonna have some issues. We're gonna have some action. But I love y'all for real, man. I truly appreciate y'all being here. Y'all know it's an early morning for me, and I know I'm not the only one. So I don't want to sound selfish when I say goodnight, but I wanted to make sure that y'all know how important you all are to me.
And
Thank you.
I really appreciate you squeezing me in there. I literally just walked in the door, turned on the camera, and it was like, okay, we're all wrapping up. And it's like, oh, let me. Thank
It's
you.
cool. You close your shirt up next time, though. You come in here seducing these women and stuff. You keep your clothes on.
Oh yeah,
Oh my God.
it's hot. It's fucking hot in here, man.
It is.
well,
It is warm. It is
right,
kind
well,
of.
we don't want to see your areola. All right.
Next time I'm gonna drop trout just because you said that. No more.
Oh my God. Oh my
Uh,
God.
that's what's up. Well, big love to y'all, man. Good
Big
night.
love, big love.
All right. Good night, Elma. Thank
Uh,
you for joining us.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank
thank you
you
for your
all.
input as
Good to
well.
see you,
Yeah,
AJ,
great
Coach,
Good night.
input.
everyone here.
Maybe next time
Thank
you
you.
can actually share some work with us.
Yes.
Good
Awesome.
night. Good night, Gifted.
Good night, people.
Don't
Good
say good
night,
night to Gifted.
everyone.
Love, love,
Get
Bye,
and
out
good
of here.
love.
Coach.
Come on, good night, Gifted. Get your ass out of here.
I can't with you. Do you need any other comment?